This is the horrifying story of how a bear brutally mauls a couple while they were sleeping in their tent. If any of you have ever heard of a grizzly man, well, this is how he came to an end. During this horrible scenario, he had his camera filming, but the lens cap was on, so only the audio was left. Only a few people have ever heard this audio, and the few that did say it should be destroyed. But before we go into this gruesome story, let me tell you what you should do if you were ever stuck in a situation like this. In the vast wilderness, nature is both beautiful and unpredictable, and sometimes the unexpected can truly be terrifying. Imagine waking up in the dead of night to an unwelcome visitor in your tent. The first rule is always stay calm. A bear may be curious, not necessarily hostile. If you were to make a sudden movement, even if the bear wasn't really interested in attacking, it would probably attack you because it would feel threatened. Obviously, any source of protection that you have in your tent, a stick, bear spray, or a weapon should be used in this situation. A situation like this is not something to be taken lightly. You need to use means to secure your safety immediately. Make sure you let the bear know that you are human, because usually bears try to stay away from humans as they are afraid of us. In the horrible situation where you're stuck in your tent and you have no means of protection, make sure you yell as loud as possible. Make sure the bear knows that you're a human and stand up, making yourself look as big as can be. If you have a knife or something like that, make sure you cut open the back of the tent and carefully and slowly proceed out of the tent. Once you're out of the bear's reach, silently and carefully move backward and continue to monitor the bear's movements from a safe distance. And now we will tell the horrifying story of how Grizzly Man and his wife were killed in their tent while they were sleeping. Timothy Treadwell, also known as Grizzly Man, was known for his remarkably close relationships with these majestic and much feared animals. For 13 years, he spent his springs and summers in the national parks, filming himself having playful interactions with wild grizzly bears. He even called them by pet names. He had names for specific grizzly bears in Alaska's national parks. Without any wildlife training or particular experience, he dubbed himself the protector of grizzly bears and was featured on many TV profiles. Tragically, on October 5th, 2003, he and his girlfriend Amy were mauled and killed by a starving grizzly bear in their tent. As I mentioned earlier, he had his camera rolling at this time, but the lens cap was on, so only the audio survived. One of the filmmakers who directed a documentary after his death was one of the only few people to hear the disturbing recording. Once he heard it, he said that it should be destroyed. This should be a warning to all you bear enthusiasts out there to never get too comfortable around these massive creatures. Animals are unpredictable, and you can never be sure what their next move is. If you enjoyed this short episode, make sure to subscribe to start to finish as we continue to explore the wonders of our natural world.